Hey guys, all right, it's Mike, and today I want to show you why you are not getting approved, if you're not getting approved, to run in the big boy networks. What I mean by that is the big publishers, Google, MSN, Yahoo, or any of them that you may be submitting to, and if you're getting declined, I'm going to try and help you understand why. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Most of the time when folks come to me, they have spent so much time building their web pages and trying to get everything ready that they feel like they just want to get something started, which I think is a fantastic idea, to get something started. But you're also going to want to be sure that you have all your ducks in a row before you go trying to make that first impression. You know, that old saying, you only get one chance to make a first impression. It's very, very true. Luckily, most of the publisher networks will, they'll forgive you for the first attempt, but they won't forgive you for the second attempt in many cases. So what I want to talk to you about today is creating your compliancy document. Now, this is something that isn't done. It's really not, I've never had one client come to me with this. It's something I thought of when I was flying. I don't know where the hell I was flying. Maybe it was Washington or something one time. And I was like, you know, I wish people would just hand me a compliancy, or I didn't call it that. Something that I could just hand to the publishers and say, you know, please do this. I ended up talking at a later time with Denise Gosnell about it, a great attorney lady. She's going to be working on something official and some other stuff. I'll talk to you guys about that later. But at any rate, you can get this. You could create this for yourself right away, and I'm going to show you how. The biggest reason why you're getting turned down is because it's too difficult for someone to quickly understand what it is that you're offering. That's 99% of the time. That's the reason why your advertisement is getting rejected. Now, I don't mean an ad like when you submit an ad to Facebook, they're rejecting it because of that, although that may be part of the reason. The landing page specifically and the process that you're going to put the customer through is what I'm talking about. Of course, you're only going to have good ads that are not deceptive. The advertisement is going to match the landing pages. If you're going to, like, perfect example, we had one today, came through, it said, the ad said one weird tip. You guys have seen those. They're effective. People love them. But the landing page didn't have anything about the tip. So publisher said, hey, that doesn't match. So make sure that your creative matches your landing page. Should be a given, but, you know, even me, I'll slip those up and I'll forget. I'm like, oh crap, duh, that doesn't make any sense. So make sure that first and foremost that your advertisement matches the landing page, assuming that it does. Then the next thing is, if I'm going to be the reviewer, how much time do you think I have to review your website? Right? Well, the customer may spend 20 minutes going through your long video where you explain and take them through a passionate story of your life and how it's changed in the whole 9 yards, which I think is fantastic, by the way. Always use stories. Facts tell, stories sell. Always an old adage that works exceptionally well. So, but the reviewer, they don't have 20 minutes. You know, that's their job. Their job is to go through, review your website, make sure that it's not scummy, make sure that you're doing things the right way, make sure they can quickly and easily understand what it is you have. So there's a few things that I would like for you to do for your compliance document, and this is going to really help you out. First thing, what do I do with the pen? All right, blue it is. So first thing you're going to want to do is outline your pages. Go to bubbl.us. It is a free service that will let you create a mind map if you don't have mind mapping software. And then just kind of put and create your flow. So you have page 1. Then you're going to have page 2. Let's say you're doing one of these cool video things like Ryan Dice was talking about, and Keith Wellman, I think, was one of the first guys who started doing this, where you have a video that takes you through slide by slide by slide by slide, and there's really not a lot of other content on the page except for this video. Of course, you're going to offer navigation so that the person can move throughout the site and Google stays happy and everyone sees that you're not trying to trap the user, because that's really frustrating for them. But you can create this mind where you go page 1, then page 2 is my credit card form page, and then page 3 is what? Page 3 is my first upsell, upsell 1 if you're going to have upsells, and then after that, upsell 2. If you have any exit pops, make sure that you denote those. I don't recommend them. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I really don't recommend them. I don't think that they're I think that they could be considered brand damaging. I know they will make you more money in the short term, but if you're going to be attempting to create connection with the user, I haven't seen where Exit Pops have really helped anyone to create a connection with the user yet. Now, I would love to be proven wrong. I love being proven wrong because every time I'm proven wrong, I actually end up making more money. So if one of you guys can prove me wrong on this, please do. So basically you got page 1, page 2, upsell 1, upsell 2. This is for a simplistic 2-page process. Then you've got upsell 3. Now outline these things in a bubble using bubble.us. It's again real simple. You can create your own quick and free mind map picture, right? So you know what all of those you know basically what that looks like. And I would also recommend, if you want to, if you're advanced enough, take screen captures and just take all the screen captures and show the publishers what each of the pages actually look like. Instead of using bubbles, use actual pictures of the website and then tie them together. You can do this in a linear format up and down if you do PDFs. So go to page 1, then they go to page 2, then they go to upsell 1, then they go to upsell 2. Now here's what I'd like you to do, okay? So you understand, it would be great if you could create your bubble so that you can show people. You can use this at a higher level, then you can do screen captures. So I want you to visualize, if you can, a large PDF document, okay? This is a multiple page PDF document. Let's just say this is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. On page 1, you should create your summary, right? And your summary is going to say what is it you're offering to the customer, what the customer is going to get for the offer. So if you're selling a diet product, you say, I'm going to give, they will be purchasing a 30-day diet program. Well, what's included in that? Customer gets this, 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 this. Outline the items with short, quick descriptions. Don't be verbose, because you're not attempting to go over keyword densities or any kind of crap here. You want to keep it short, sweet, and easily understandable. Then you're going to want to also make sure that if there's any bonuses, you include those as well. The customer's going to get this, and then you outline everything here on the right-hand side if you want, per total value. Your job here is to sell the reviewer. You're not trying to sell the customer. You need to sell the reviewer, and you need to sell the publishers on, really, unfortunately, you're guilty until proven innocent. And you have to realize that. As unfair as it may be, welcome to reality. You're guilty until proven innocent now. So you got to be able to say, hey, look, here's my case. This is why I don't suck, and this is why you should be running my program and my offer. Then you're going to go through and you're going to put all the links to every single page. So page 1, page 2, page 3, upsell, upsell, so on and so forth. Maybe that's page 1, page 2, upsell, 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 okay? So it's real important for you to be sure that you have links to all of those pages so someone can go through and see them. If they have to enter their credit card, be absolutely certain you have the nice full page picture of page 1, the nice full page picture of page 2. Do you see what I'm getting at? So that I, as the reviewer, can click on the links, go verify these things for myself, but you've also provided me screen captures so that if I don't have the time, or if for some reason, in order to get to upsell 1, I'd have to actually put my credit card in. I don't know, you guys can probably barely see that, sorry. But I don't want to do that. I won't do that. I won't join your offer because my job is a reviewer. So tell me what you got in the upsell path. Tell me what those upsells are. Couple things to avoid. Avoid. Number 1, continuity upsells. Now, I used to be the huge proponent of continuity upsells. Unfortunately, Visa has said no. Well, why did Visa say no? Because a bunch of people abused it. Hey, you know what? I'm a marketer. I'm going to deal in reality. The reality is those days are over for right now. They may come back later, but for right now they're over, and I can cry about it or I can adapt. So I'm going to adapt. Number 2 to avoid in the upsells, huge amounts without disclosure. Now, let me explain this. If one of your upsells is, let's say you're selling a diet supplement, which by the way, they're not real keen on diet supplements right now either, but you can get it in if it's nice and clean. If you're going to be upselling a 6-bottle supply, and I talked about this before, if you're going to be selling a 6-bottle supply, 6 at 36, tell them, you better spell it out. What is 6 times 36? Don't make the customers do math, because they won't do math. Make 6 times 36, so that is 680, 636, 216, is that what it is? Something like that? I know, I totally suck at math. but that's great because that's why I got into calculators. So let's just say it's 216. So one of you guys is like screaming, that's not it. So number 3 huge thing to avoid is lack of disclosure. Lack of disclosure in any way. Make sure that you're really, really clear on your upsell path. So if they can see these pictures of your upsells and they know that there's no continuity upsell associated, there's no huge upsells that don't disclose the price properly, there's no lack of disclosure, you don't have the button so big and the link so small that no one can understand what's going on. Now I love it. There's my phone again. I love the big buttons. But please make sure that people understand where to click. By all means, I've talked to this before, do not hide links. Make sure that you're being very, very, very clear here in your upsells. So that's pretty much it. Have your summary, have your pages in there. Oh, no, sorry. Another thing is when you're going to be collecting, again, one more time with these, continuity upsells, huge upsells without disclosures, and then a lack of disclosure. So if you're going to be collecting personally identifiable information, or PII, what you'll hear it referred to as, so if you're going to be asking for an email address or a phone number or anything, you better have the terms and conditions close to that area where someone submits. It is not enough to have it at the bottom of the page. So if your page 1 contains a video and an email box here, you're going to have a link to your terms and conditions. You cannot have that link down here, okay? You're going to want to have it up here. Now, you might be able to sneak it in without it, but they're going to love you if you've got it, because they're going to look at you and go, oh, thank God, somebody who actually gets it, and they understand why we have to protect the customer. And they're going to assume that if it's not there, your intent is not to protect the customer, okay? So one thing I'll say about that, when we did this, we were actually able to increase conversion by having the terms and conditions. I invite people to click on that. Why? Because when they click on it, I drive them to a page that is, well, we'll just kind of draw it right here because you guys can see it better. So the page has English, plain English terms, plain English terms and conditions. What I mean by that is, how many times have you gotten an email where it said, as per R? If anything ever begins with as per, I know that's just not comfortable. Nobody says as per. When's the last time you call them, hey mom, as per our discussion last week about the vehicle? It just doesn't happen. So don't try and have that kind of conversation with them in the terms and conditions right away. Set that difference between yourself and the attorneys. So, and I always tell them, plain English terms. Number 1, you get to buy my crap. Number 2, you will love my crap. If you don't love my crap, you can send it back at any point and I will give you your money back because I don't believe in blah. And then you can put a little explanation and then say, if you'd like to review the full legal terms and conditions that our attorneys made us create, click here. So that now you're not attempting to get all attorney and legal on them. You want them to get the full terms and conditions, but you don't necessarily have to be a jerk about it. Do you know what I'm saying? I talked about this before, but no one really did it until I just like, screw it, I'm doing it. And we saw a boost in conversion ratio. Ridiculous. It was amazing. I was like, wow. I kind of expected it. We actually have people, we put a link in the terms and conditions to purchase the product. And we have people purchasing the product from the link in the terms and conditions. Not a ton, maybe 2 or 3 a day. But hey, that's pretty darn cool. People who clicked the link found trust and then clicked on it. That's just amazing, right? So again, that's another thing, making sure that the terms and conditions is near any place where you're going to be collecting personally identifiable information. Very, very, very important. Also in this document, if you can, closer to the top, put some of your ads in there and just kind of explain. Again, you're not submitting this to an attorney. You're submitting this to someone who is going out later that night and is going to drink themselves probably silly in a bar somewhere with their friends. So don't sweat being all lawyer-like because you're just going to look silly being all lawyer-like to someone like me who's going through and reviewing it. I don't want to hear your lawyer speak. All I want to know is, are you screwing the customer? Tell me you're not. Tell me you know what you're talking about. If you're saying something in line 6 about average results, give me some substantiation. Tell me. Here's an example. If you poll your users, people are doing this now. If you poll users and say, hey, I did a poll of I had 500 respondents. Of the 500 respondents, of the 27 who said they used it for more than 4 weeks, Of those 27, 95% said they lost XYZ pounds. Or 95% of people said that they did this. You know, you can, from what I understand, I'm not tempted to give you legal advice, please. Talk with your own competent attorney. If you do those kind of things or anything along those lines, back up what you're talking about. Give studies, give references. Show that you did your damn homework and you're just not making stuff up. And that's all they care about. Did you do your homework? Are you a real advertiser? Do you care about the customer? Are you going to give them what they want? Because I tell you what, you guys, if you're willing to do this stupid amount of work, I mean, just what are we talking here? 2 hours maybe to pull this document together? If you do this, you're going to look like a champion amongst a bunch of chumps, because that's what they're used to dealing with. Is people are like, here, go look at my 40-minute video, and then I'm going to cry because you didn't approve my offer. Because I don't want to watch your 40-minute video. I can't. I got 2 minutes to make my decision about you and your company. Well, unfortunately, without this, the decision has to be, in the absence of knowledge, lack of trust. Okay? So I hope that wasn't too blunt with you guys, but I think this will really help you if you create this. I was talking with a huge publisher today. Begins with a G. They're like, really? You're going to have people do that? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to ask them. Come on. Let's raise the level of expertise here in our community and do something like this. They were like beside themselves. So hopefully this helps you create this thing, okay? And, well, have fun. Okay. All right, guys. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.